multiple choices.
I just joined the world looking for an avatar.
To make a coherent thought. He was not able to do so. You will shut up and let me speak, or I will block you instantly.
What? I don't understand the problem. What? I don't understand the problem.
You're about to lose.
Okay. My bad. Oh yeah. What's going on?
Okay, is there something that you want? If there's nothing that you have to say, and you don't know what's going on, then I will block you.
I don't understand why you have to block me when I'm just asking questions.
Here we are again with another VRchat creep, and unfortunately it seems the moderation team needs a major rework with the amount of people like this that fall through the cracks. Now today we have a creep who goes by Concord Kitten, or Aardvark on VRchat, and I believe Concord Kitten is his main account and Aardvark is his alt account. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. And if the 38-year-old man wearing a child avatar with a pacifier wasn't already telling enough, Mr. Concord here has recently been accused of creeping on multiple women throughout the Sonic worlds of VRchat, as well as claiming it's perfectly fine to talk to and date minors. I've been told Mr. Concord over here is 38 and is recently in a relationship with a 17-year-old girl. She must have gotten too old for him. Mr. Concord here has previously stated as long as no sexual activity occurs, it is perfectly fine to date minors using his information that he got with ChatGPT. But if you look into the actual law behind this, engaging in sexual activity, grooming, and soliciting minors is against the law. Now, if you look at the textbook definition of soliciting, it states, and I quote, ask for or try to obtain something from someone. Now, if you look at these plethora of screenshots here of him stating the laws behind dating minors, again, that he used, generated with ChatGPT, it lacks to mention grooming or soliciting entirely. Now, if you look over here at the conversation with Concord and one of his victims, he blatantly is asking them over and over and over again to the point of harassment to be his girlfriend. In total, he asked this victim to be his girlfriend 10 times. He also claims the act of asking one out on a date is purely platonic and not in any way romantic in the slightest, as shown here. I'll give the guy the smallest amount of credit. He is good at dodging the quote-unquote law, in his eyes, and hasn't interacted with any minors sexually as of May 10th, 2025. At least we don't really know if that's the case at the moment. And as shown here by a law insider and a quick search on Wikipedia, solicitation of a romantic relationship means deliberate or repeated acts that can reasonably be interpreted as soliciting a relationship characterized by ardent emotional attachment or a pattern of exclusivity. And also, dating is a stage of a romantic relationship in which individuals engage in activities together, often with the intention of evaluating each other's suitability as a partner in a future intimate relationship. So yes, Concord Kitten, you have been soliciting minors into a romantic relationship. Now for those who don't know, soliciting a minor into a relationship and waiting for their age of consent for an intimate relationship is the textbook example of grooming. So I wonder if Concord has a rebuttal to the actual law and not ChatGPT. I'm sure he'll show up in his comments like he did with Mr. Caboose, attempting to defend himself with his old AI-generated prompt he used last time. So I dare you, Concord. Come at me, you fucking creep. Now, for those wondering, Elite, there's a video about him already. Yes, my friend Mr. Caboose previously recorded a clip of him defending himself with the quote-unquote law that he uses to defend himself. So I'll go ahead and play that clip for you guys.
He's asking what you're here for.
Well, I'm here because...
Is there something you need?
Pedophile, and you don't need to be...
Sir, do you have anything to back your claim?
What do you mean?
Alright, so generally if you're going to make a claim that someone's doing an illegal activity, first of all, you probably, if you had actual proof, you would probably provide it to the local authorities of the current jurisdiction that would be applicable for it. So let's hear your claim. Here's how it's going to work. You're going to provide your claim, and you're going to give your evidence for it, and then I'm going to show you that you're very inaccurate, don't know the law, and are completely abhorrently dumb.
I do know the law. I do know that.
No, you don't. You are wrong. You are very wrong. What law prevents a 17-year-old from dating a 30-year-old? I'm asking you what law makes it illegal for a 17-year-old to date a 30-year-old? What law makes it illegal for a 17-year-old to date a 30-year-old?
Alright guys, this is Post Elite here, and rewatching this really got me pissed off, so he's asking what law, okay? So, just off the noggin here after reading all of this stuff, asking a girl to be your girlfriend 10 different times and soliciting her into a romantic relationship after you said dating already isn't a romantic thing, but you're also asking and saying that it's not romantic, but you're asking people to be your girlfriend and, you know, asking them out on dates and stuff. Like, okay, so you're obviously trying to instigate a romantic relationship with a 13 or 17-year-old, for instance, here. And then you want to go ahead and say what law is against it. True, there is no law prohibiting it, but the way that you've gone about doing it is incredibly illegal. You are actively asking a girl under the age with an underdeveloped brain to be your girlfriend over 10 different times over the course of a week or two, instigating it in hopes that she would join you in a relationship to eventually have an intimate sexual relationship. That is grooming. That is a crime.
That's your personal opinion or the law? Which one? Is it your personal opinion or is that the law? Sir, you don't know the law. Sir, you do not know the law. I do know the law. Oh, you only have one group.
Oh, you don't
You
know?
only have one invincible group.
Yeah, it's a group I made.
And you're a known user. That's actually kind of rare. Most people have a ton of horrible groups in their
The
groups.
thing is,
Okay, so this is a blind reaction. I'm here with, let's see, about 8 or 9 people right now, right? And we just watched the video that I just showed, and we're gonna go ahead and look through some of his groups. Egg Amy.
Oh, hell nah, man.
Evolution Improvers. Certified Christian.
Oh, it's Christian.
Yeah. Let's see if it gets any worse. Friends Forever. Okay. Furry Chess Club. Okay.
Hey, please.
Oh!
IIQ
The
club.
High IQ Club. The High IQ Club.
Dude, man, he's been playing 4D chess this entire time. Man.
Intellectual. Okay.
Oh, boy is the exact opposite of that.
Legendary users. Ooh.
Fucking Nimrod.
You know, if they're on VRchat long enough to have a quote unquote legendary rank, they should probably be in person. Okay. Let's keep looking. Met Amy, okay. Monogamous, okay.
Murder Grounds.
Yeah.
I'm just
not
saying.
a role player. Philosophy of the mind.
Dude, this guy is in a different realm from us, dude.
Verified innocent.
That enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, sure. We could.
Dude, this sounds like it's a like the amount of stuff we hear, intellectual stuff. It sound like this man has like 4 chins.
Oh, he's reserved
This
for
guy
someone
is
special.
romantic
Probably reserved for somebody who's under the age of 18. You know, just
Honest
saying.
guy,
I mean,
He's a human elf, bro.
Search
No
80
way.
shippers. Okay.
Okay.
Semi-mute. I mean, with the amount of talking he does,
You fucking
claiming that
lying
he's
ass.
following the law. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wow, he has every ship in the goddamn earth.
Dude.
Shadoo, Shadblaze,
Yeah, holy shit.
Sylvamy, Sylvaze, Sylvoosh, Sonata, Sonamy.
Dude, we actually just look into his shipping.
I like to mention.
I'm surrounded by idiots. I'm the alpha male, guys. I
Guys, I'm
swear.
the alpha. I'm literally the alpha.
I find it funny that there was a shit ton of Shadow stuff, considering Shadow's considered 50 and all those characters were minors.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The pacifists. Okay.
Really?
Trust
Really?
issues. Unlicensed therapists. I wouldn't tell you what was happening in my life.
Oh no, right? Jesus, it was that. I feel bad.
Verified sweethearts.
Whose man's is
Verified
this,
TV.
bro?
Who man?
Wants a partner.
Oh, check this out.
Verified age.
Verified age. I've been 18 plus since I was 12. That explains a lot.
you're probably, well, I don't even know who you are, first of all, and
That's fine. You don't need to know who I am.
17-year-old. You're in your 30s.
Sir, why are you using explicit language during this conversation, by the way? Do you think it's necessary to cuss while talking to me?
Have you ever heard of freedom of speech? It's not against the law, is it? I can say whatever I want.
Okay. I asked you why. Do you feel that it's conductive to this conversation to cuss?
Whenever I want.
Okay, that's fine. That's not what I asked. We're just gonna move on. Next.
That doesn't have anything.
Fine, cuss if you want. You're just making yourself sounding more dumb. Here's the fact of the matter. I can talk to anyone on VRchat. I can talk to a 13-year-old. I can talk to a 30-year-old. I can talk to whoever that I want.
Wow. All right. That's.
If you were not legally allowed to talk to people of that age, you would not be allowed on VRchat at that age. You should be talking to the people who are breaking the law on VRchat, the people who are having groups that are full of horrible things,
I think
talking about drugs.
Yeah, I think you would join a group like that.
Well, you're an idiot if you think that, sir. Look, I would absolutely love to have a real conversation about this topic, but you're not trying to make that happen.
I'm right here. You can say whatever you want. I just think.
Okay, so the fact of the matter is, the law states that people can talk to each other. Anybody on VRchat can talk on VRchat.
Alright, so let's run this back one more time before we finish up here. So, there is no law prohibiting teens 13 plus to play a game made for people 13 plus. Just the same that there is no law prohibiting Firefring from accusing you in your username of grooming and pedophilia with the mountains of evidence stacked against you to get you off the platform. Now Concord keeps saying that there is no law prohibiting him from talking to 13-year-olds, which is odd, seeing as he doesn't even know the law that is protecting him, and he never lists an article or a bill or anything of the sort that would back up his points, and as we said earlier, he is actively grooming children. And you're supposed to take his points to from a random 30-year-old man degenerate at his word that he knows the law. The way he defends himself is arguing and talking over people mid-argument, screaming, he knows the law, failing to provide said law, and trying to poke holes in people's arguments either by looking up and making fun of their groups or saying they're losing the argument because people swear. He hasn't addressed the accusations towards him because he lacks information to properly support himself in his claims to keep him out of trouble.